Hi, my name is Natalie, and I've been teaching and practicing tantric meditations and inner work and emotional healing around sexuality and just in general in life. And this is my YouTube channel. I recently opened it and I did a poll on my channel and I asked what the next topic is that you want me to talk about. And out of the three options that I gave, it was how does Tantra look at romantic relationships? Like, what's the tantric perspective on relationships? So marriage, just dating, any kind of romantic relationship. I know that a lot of people are invested in relationships and it's a big part of their lives. When we're talking about Tantra, we're talking about a spiritual path, a spiritual journey. Like any other spiritual journey, we see life as a journey and we see the things that happen to us in life as lessons that we can learn from them. So we can get challenges or difficulties in life. From a spiritual perspective, those are the places that we want to be stronger, that we ask to be stronger. And so the universe gave us these hard lessons to deal with so that we can overcome the obstacles and learn the lessons that we need to learn from them and grow stronger and raise our vibration and our energy. Tantra originally came from India. It was monks. There was nothing to do with sex. It was all about pushing physical limits to go into meditation in these different states of altered consciousness. And in order to be able to deal with life with less stress, because if I put myself in these very stressful situations and I breathe and I stay present in those situations, then in my life, I'll be able to stay more and more present. It's a way of practicing meditation through the work with the sexual energy. So because it's a spiritual philosophy, you could say, when we look at romantic relationships in Tantra, we usually refer it to blockages, emotional blockages in the second chakra, which is the sexual chakra, and the fourth, which is the heart. And there are different dynamics inside relationships, romantic or sexual, or even just, friendships, like any kind of relationship in life, even the relationship with our boss, with our neighbors, any relationship we have with another person. If we look at it through, the tantric view of how we look at things, every relationship is a lesson. Every person we're in a relationship with is a teacher. There is an opportunity for us to learn and to grow through this relationship. And then if we go a little bit deeper, we're looking at different dynamics inside relationships. So relationships, because it's a very material thing, sex, relationship, whatever, it's very first chakra. So first, second, third chakra, which are represented by the inner boy, the inner girl, and the inner father, which is the third chakra. And then the fourth is the inner mother. So when we're talking about relationships, usually we look at these very specific dynamics. When you're the one who is listening and containing and being there for the other person, you're the parent and they're the child. In that specific moment, not in general, not all the time. That can switch. Suddenly you need to share something and the other person is listening to you. So then you've switched. Now you're the child and they're the parent, energetically, emotionally. It's not role playing. It's the emotional dynamics inside relationships. If we look at sex, you can be the one giving the pleasure. So you would be in the more adult position, the giving, or you could be in the more receiving position. So then you're receiving, you're passive. So it's more feminine or childlike energy, and then the masculine or the parental-like energy. And in sex, that can switch. And in the relationship, it also happens. So we say that the romantic partner, the sexual partner, in that moment, when we're in a relationship, they are a mirror for us, for all the things inside of us that we can't see, for all the emotional blockages that we're maybe blind to. Maybe we want to work on these emotional blockages and we can see how that other person is reflecting it for us. If we're not doing inner work, we're just going to try and make the sex work or try and make the relationship work, and then we're going to fight and we're going to have all these different issues between us to try and get along. But if we look at it from a tantric perspective, this person came to my life in order to show me the places inside of me that I can't see. And I came to show that person the sides of them in them that they can't see. And a lot of the times it's very similar things. But a lot of the times it's hard for us to see things without a mirror. So you could walk around the whole day with something green in your teeth, and if no one tells you anything, it's just going to be there. But if you look in the mirror, you're going to see it and take it out. So we need a mirror to see ourselves better. So they say that in romantic relationships or sexual relationships, we need a man or a woman to show us the sides of us that we can't see. And usually if I'm a woman and I'm dating a man, he's going to show me the masculine sides in me that I can't see. He might even show me the feminine sides, because we all have both. We have masculine and feminine energy. But I trust the universe that that specific person that came into my life is exactly the right person that's going to mirror me and reflect all the parts inside of me that I can't see. And I will honor him by doing him the same, because that's just how relationships work. You know, you're very close to someone, you're very intimate to someone, emotionally, physically, and mentally. So there's things are going to happen there. The end goal of the relationship is not to be together forever. The end goal is to grow from this relationship. Just like the end goal in sex isn't to reach an orgasm, it's to grow and to learn through the sexual experience, through the intimate experience that I'm experiencing with another person or with myself. And the end game of all of these things, relationships or sex, is to connect to ourselves, to connect to the universe, to connect to God, however you want to call it, to the power that creates everything, that runs everything here. You can call it energy. It's like source energy. We want to connect to that source energy with different experiences that we have in our lives, and relationships and sex are no different. So when we're looking at relationships, you know, the tantric perspective would always be, the end goal isn't what you think it is. The end goal isn't achieving something or reaching somewhere or doing something that you don't know how to do. The end goal is always, did this thing help me connect to myself more, or did it, or it didn't? And if it did, that's amazing. If it didn't, then I missed something along the way. If I'm too focused on the end, this imaginary end goal, I'm missing the journey. I'm missing everything else that's happening there. And I will try and manipulate reality in order to reach the end goal that I think should be the end goal. I'm missing the journey. I'm missing an end goal that could have been better if I just let go and kind of, you know, gave into the process. Being tantric isn't just about having better sex or internal orgasms or preserving the sexual energy. It's about connecting to ourselves from a real, genuine, authentic place. And you can say that about all the chakras, but the second and the fourth, the sexual and the heart, you know, the sex and the love, they are main chakras for most of us. We have pain there. We've gone through things in childhood. If we want to do some healing, if we want to go through a healing journey, and we see that we have a lot of blockages in the second and fourth chakra, giving and receiving love and sexuality and creativity, then maybe Tantra is a good place for me to do that work, because the focus will always be on the energy and the connection. And we do it through the sexual energy because we know there are a lot of blockages there, and it's stopping from, you know, it's stopping the life force from flowing through our body in the best and most healthiest way possible. Most of us have issues with sex and relationships. If we want to do the healing, then we will remember that the relationships we have in life, they're the lessons that we already have to deal with. And if we look at them as lessons and we look at the people as mirrors and reflections, and we do the inner work, we will be able to heal ourselves through these relationships, and then we will be able to heal these relationships. If we want to talk specifically about sex, sex is a place where all of our pain comes up. It's very powerful, it's very intense. And so we want to look at sex as a healing journey or experience, and understand that the end goal isn't to have the best sex in the world. There is no such thing. The end goal is to feel better after the experience, and to feel better with the experience, and to feel free and connected inside my body with my sexuality. So Tantra, like any other spiritual philosophy or way of life, is always about what's underneath the surface and not about actually, the actual thing. It's not about succeeding in a relationship. It's about learning and growing. It's not about having orgasms in sex. It's about connecting. It's about experiencing something deep with someone else or with ourselves. So there's always an underlying goal, you could say, but it's not really a goal. It's something that we want to experience through the different things that are happening inside of our lives. So I hope that was a good answer for people who wanted tantric perspective on relationships. Maybe not what you thought it would be, but one last thing that I want to add is that a lot of people think that after you have sex with someone a certain number of years, you kind of get fed up, you might get bored by the sex, it's only natural, you're sleeping with the same person for so long, obviously you're going to get bored and want to have something else. That's not how Tantra looks at relationships. Tantra, if you're doing the journey and you're doing the work and you're evolving together, the sex should get better the more you're together. The more time passes, the sex should become deeper and it should change. And because you change, if you're evolving, then you're changing, then the sex is evolving. So that whole concept of after a certain amount of years, the sex gets boring, I don't believe in that. I don't think it's true. I think people are missing a lot of things in sex if that's what they believe. And from my personal experience, when you are doing the tantric work, sex just gets better and better, and you rediscover each other every time, again and again. And it's the most amazing experience you can have with another person. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe if you like this content. I do upload them a lot and mainly focus on these subjects. And it is one of my life missions just to talk about it and to get it out there. And, it reaches whoever it reaches. And I trust the universe that, whatever needs to happen will happen. But I will continue to make these videos because I like making them. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.